It's me, Amia.
Mamma mia, it's me, a Ben.
This one goes out to all of our game fans out there because this episode of Real Talk is about video game movies.
But first, let's roll that intro.
So, what movie do you want to watch?
I don't know.
Do you want to do a quote off? Last quote wins.
You come to my house on the day my daughter is to be married and ask for a quote off?
You have a daughter?
Yes?
Say hello to my little friend.
I am Iron Man.
I am Batman.
My name is Arrigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
How could I kill your father if I am your father? Not this. Oh! Tis but a flesh wound.
You shall not pass. Great Scott! That's the perfect thing to watch!
Today, video game movies are a staple of modern culture, making millions of dollars worldwide. But to truly understand the phenomenon, we must look back to our past.
At the dawn of video game movies, there was one that started it all. Super Mario Brothers. Ever since that cinematic masterpiece, audiences and critics have been begging, desiring, longing for, screaming out from the depths of the underworld for even more movies based on video games. I mean, even The Sims is getting a movie. The Sims, what even is there?
The TV shows that have long been a medium full of video game participants, like my personal favorite example, the Pac-Man TV show. Airing from 2013 to 2015, most people did not watch this. I grew up on this. Also, I grew up playing Mrs. Pac-Man as well because I believe it's the superior version of the game. But that's just my opinion. This added so much more to Pac-Man lore. If you'd like to see, he has friends. They brought back the main cast of Ghosts, and we learn a lot more about his world. For starters, we learn about the great Ghost Wars, where 90% of his planet was destroyed, as well as the fact that he is technically the rightful ruler of his planet.
Is that why the game takes place in a maze then? Because that's all that's left of his world, just that one maze?
No, it's because those are the berries that he eats to get superpowers, and the ghosts, we later find out, are actually dead children. They're all dead teenagers that we find out in season 2.
Hello, Five Nights at Freddy's?
Yeah. We could go to the next slide. We can meet our main villain. He's lovely and gothic. Lord Betrayus. I wonder why he betrayed them. It's literally in his title.
Does he betray them?
Yes, repeatedly, and enslaved all of the teenage ghost children.
How could they have seen that coming?
I don't know. It's just it's magical in that aspect of the fact that like it just doesn't work but totally does, in the way of which that his brother is also the president of the entirety of the planet, that 90% has been destroyed and no one even remembers a war that took place less than 10 years ago but it somehow just works because a yellow man eating berries and then also dead children's souls makes perfect sense.
Well, I don't know what was going through their heads when they decided to greenlight that.
Don't know either. It had 2 seasons.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of glad that it did happen.
Yeah.
Anyways, moving on back to movies. While a lot of earlier video game movies were not viewed particularly favorably, in recent times, movies based off of video games have been like massive successes. A good example of this would be the new Super Mario Brothers movie. If you want to change the slide right here. So basically, this movie came out a couple years ago now. It's weird that it was like, was it 2 years ago now?
I think it was 2 years ago now. They made some interesting choices.
Time has passed way too much,
It
I feel.
has. It has.
But yeah, so, you have the famous Chris Pratt as Mario,
With no
which
accent
was
work.
not at all controversial. Generally, I would say the reception to this was positive, at least a lot more positive than the old one, particularly because they don't make it a nightmare.
Yes. So I would also say, because it might have been one of the best roles Jack Black has ever done, or at least just Peaches as a song, he didn't have to do that, but he did that. It was worth it. It was 100% worth it. I saw that movie solely to listen to that song and witness that scene. I did not know the true depths of Bowser's love for Peach at all.
I don't think the movie is like particularly good. It's fine, but like there are some good moments, I think.
Yes.
The animation too, especially, is like it's such a detailed movie, and yeah, I don't know. I think there definitely is some stuff that you can get out of this movie.
Yeah.
Well, you want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. Moving on to a movie without a positive reception, or at least thus far, it's the Minecraft movie, which we only have a trailer of.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it's also called a Minecraft movie instead of the Minecraft movie. And honestly, look at that sheep. I don't think we're getting another one.
I don't know. It's just ugly. It's ugly Sonic levels of ugly. Like, I understand why they had to redo Sonic. I hope they redo this. They've actually tweeted about saying that they're going to work with the animators to try to make it look less hideous. And I am praying for that.
Unfortunately, I feel just that with Sonic, it was like Sonic was just like a movie that was in live action. So you already had 90% of the style down. You just had to change what Sonic looked like. With this, like, basically the entire world is, that. So you'd have to change literally basically everything.
Yeah, they could just animate the people, too, to make it look a little less weird. Like, we have Jack Black again, because obviously he's going to be in the video game movies, because it's Jack Black.
He is?
Steve.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know why this wasn't animated from the start. It just feels weird.
It does. Also, what is Jason Momoa? I've heard theories. He is apparently supposed to be like the singing He-Man skin, but I don't know. Otherwise, why would someone wear that?
I don't know. Well, if you are looking for something to look forward to, because everyone was clamoring for a Minecraft movie, I guess, I do know that Netflix is doing an actually animated Minecraft series at some point. So that might be exciting.
That might be better.
I don't know. Well, speaking of blocks, that ends this block of the episode. We'll be right back after a short break.
Get ready for the ultimate variety experience. Handful is here to shake up your evenings with non-stop entertainment. From jaw-dropping performances to hilarious comedy sketches, Handful has something for everyone. Join us for the wild ride every week, filled with laughter, surprises, and unforgettable memories. Don't miss out on the fun. Tune into Handful.
Welcome back, everyone. Right now we have a special guest, Addison Castlevania, to talk about Castlevania.
I wish my last name was Castlevania. Yeah.
Do you want to give us a little synopsis about this?
Oh, what do I say about Castlevania? The story is kind of broken up. The first two seasons are about killing Dracula, and the second two seasons are kind of expounding from that, which I really like. The story starts when some church guys burn Dracula's wife for being a witch, even though she's just a doctor. And then he shows up, and he's like, you have 1 year to make your peace, and then I'm going to kill y'all. I'm going to gather like an army from hell. And then they throw a party 1 year later, and he's like, I warned you. And then he starts just killing everyone. So honestly, Dracula kind of based. But then he starts trying to kill all of humanity, which is maybe a little less based.
Bit of an overreaction.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit of art. He also does beat up his son because he tries to stop him, which is Alucard, my beloved. Our story starts a little bit later with Trevor, who's a disgraced monster hunter, and Sypha, who is like what's called a speaker, but it's a wizard. She can do magic stuff. She's the coolest character in terms of powers. And then they have to go kill I won't talk about the second two seasons, I think, because the first two seasons are really about the traditional kill Dracula storyline. I might touch on them, but like they eventually, they kill the guy, and then it's sad because Alucard kills his dad. It's also great. Maybe we'll talk about this more later, but all the characters in Castlevania are so amazing. Like the character work is so great. Dracula especially is he's so mopey and sad, and like all the other vampires are like, yeah, we're waging war against all the humans and we're gonna show our superiority, and it's so clear that Dracula does not care.
Okay,
His
that's
heart's
because
just
of how
not
much
in
he
it.
loves his wife
Yeah.
in general. Like, it's so romantic. She even went to the physical place hell for him.
Yes.
So they could
Physical
be together.
location.
Physical location.
Yes.
This is a real place, and that's the actual title.
I think it's one of the vampires calls this war Dracula's waging as the world's longest suicide note, which is very true. I mean, because like vampires need humans to live to drink their blood. If you don't know that, vampire lore.
Whoa.
And so
spoilers for Dracula from like 1742.
spoilers for folklore from the beginning of history. So like, if you kill all the humans, what are you gonna eat, Dracula? And it's like, so obviously he's just like, I'm done. I'm out of here.
So why are all the other vampires going along with that?
Because he's the strongest, daddiest vampire. But not all of the other vampires do go along with it. Specifically Carmilla, who is the main villain of... Well, I wouldn't say main villain. She's a big villain in the final 2 seasons, but like our main trio never face her directly. I don't think the main trio even ever meet Carmilla. She's killed by another great side character, Isaac, who was one of the humans working for Dracula, which is, there's a whole interesting dynamic there. But Isaac also has a great... I'm not going to talk too much in detail because I do want you to watch it. I'll cover some of the general stuff that I don't think matters if you're spoiled. But Isaac is a great character, and by the end of the series, you desperately love him a lot. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like an interesting series.
It's a good series.
Where would someone be able to watch this?
It's on Netflix. It's on Netflix. I don't think we have it on TV10, unfortunately. But also, if you have a Netflix account, you can watch it. And there is a semi-sequel series. It's set, it's Castlevania Nocturne, which is set a few hundred years later during kind of the French Revolution period. Interesting enough, they're still making the first season, came out, and it was really good, obviously. And I'm excited for the second season of Castlevania Nocturne. So if you get into it and you're like, I need more, they're making more. There's more coming out.
Oh, that's good to hear. Well, thank you for coming on.
My pleasure. Always happy to serve in the TV10 trenches.
All right, well, up next, we go to Other Ben with Phoebe, our Pokemon correspondent.